I think one of our earliest crushes was from Fruit Basket.
Yeah, like if you're not Vietnamese, you probably wouldn't get why this manga or anime
Yeah,
has such an impact on us, because it was like the first anime that was aired on um
on TV.
on TV, and we were so excited because the voice actors were super good,
Yeah,
and like the songs are great, and I just love how nostalgic it feels to me. Like I actually just watch it. I rewatched the whole thing, like a few months ago, or maybe last month. I don't remember.
hmm
And it feels so. Oh my god! It just screams childhood to me. And yeah, like if you don't know what First Basket is, you can Google it. But basically, it's an anime about a family that bears the curse,
yeah,
like this curse, and like anytime they touch somebody outside the family and of different sex, they would turn into animals,
yeah,
which is hilarious.
yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about our big biggest crush in the entire anime. For me,
Yeah,
is Yuki, and I know the same for you.
yeah. Oh my
So
God,
Yuki
he was
is
like,
like this guy who's like really perfect on the outside, and he is smiley, and he is nice, he's sweet, he's soft, and he's elegant, and he's everything you want from
yeah,
a boyfriend, right?
right.
And he's just too perfect. You know, it seems unreal,
hmm
but
No, but he has
um,
his like dark side too. He has his flaws, and I think that's why I like him.
yeah, like
Even
he's like he went through a lot, you know.
yeah, like trauma.
Mm,
You know, he was just like he was. I think he is in the anime. He is very popular at school. He has like
oh
a
yeah,
fan
yeah.
club.
He
Yeah,
was like a phantom. It was so hilarious because
it's
everybody
hilarious.
was like, and not just the girls, you know, even the boys were like, "Oh my God, he's so beautiful."
Yeah,
And you you will understand why when you watch the anime, because he's depicted as, you know, kind of androgynous person.
mm.
Like
He has
yeah,
that
it
kind of
put it
like unisex kind of beauty.
yeah,
So it's
like
not like feminine or masculine, but
mhm.
like a
Yeah,
blend of
yeah,
both. Yeah,
yeah. It's just perfect, and he's so cute and so nice. Like
right.
the voice actor that, you know, dubbed his voice in Vietnamese. I mean, they did such a great job. Like, even like the Japanese, in the Japanese original, it was his voice so soothing,
Yeah.
and like oh my god,
I
his
I was like,
mm,
and like he I think he is the second male lead. He was not like the
yeah.
lead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
I
like
was shipping him with Toru, which is like the female lead.
mm,
Apparently, of course they did not end up together because every time I ship, it just sync. It never made it to the other
mm,
side. So
mm. I mean, okay, so the quote unquote male lead
yeah,
is Kyo, right?
yes,
But like I totally get why people like Kyo, because he has this very dorky and cute side of
hmm
him as well.
yeah,
But you know, really realistically speaking, if you have to choose between Kyo and Yuki to be your boyfriend in real life, like you definitely not pick Kyo, because he's a little bit, how to say
I
that,
don't.
he's a
I
little
think like
impulsive, I think.
Dio is probably like closer to reality than Yuki because he's more like his character is a little bit more flawed, and appearance wise, he's
Mm,
a bit more flawed compared to Yuki. So like, if if anime is my escape from reality, I want to choose the most
mm,
unrealistic person to crush on. So it's Yuki. It's my childhood crush.
mm.
Yeah.
I think he was like my first anime crush, or my first crush ever.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's was
And I
mine.
feel like a lot of Vietnamese kids can share this with me.
Hmm. I don't know. I think like maybe Kyo would be more popular.
I don't know. I feel like it's Yuki because he's so perfect, and like when you're like a child and you look at Kyo, you're not like drawn to him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right. Right.
Because like this trope of bad boy is something that is more popular in the Korean drama or like series that y- you would end up watching when you were in, say, um, middle school, right? When
Yeah.
you kind of get what love is and like how relationship work. But when you were in, or when you're in like elementary school, like what you see is just this perfection of Yuki, just the embodiment of perfection. And it's just like, oh my God, he's
That is true. That is very true.
swooning over him is the
Yeah.
greatest. And
I think
like
like
although he's
maybe like
a little,
teenagers would like Kyo more, but
yeah,
little
yeah.
kids, elementary kids, we were definitely would like Yuki more
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't know
And
what reality was. You know,
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
yeah we barely knew the world. So
But like just to justify my like what 7 year self, I think
mm,
Yuki is he has like a very complex personality as well, because if you watch the season 2, um you know a lot about we learn a lot about Yuki and how he really tries to become more social. And I feel
yeah,
like a lot of people can relate to that, like especially people who deal with social anxiety or yeah, like just introverted people who
hmm
are not really good at communicate. uh
basically us.
yeah, yeah, basically me or us, right? And
Yeah,
I relate so much to Yuki in season 2 because he really tries to, put himself out there and try to relate
right.
to other people. And
Yeah.
he even made some friends. And it was, oh my God, I'm so
Oh
happy
my
for
god.
you.
Make friends sounds like something so foreign to me because I don't make friends and I don't talk to people. I don't even try. I,
Like, Yuki is so fucking cute. Like, I have
yeah.
to say,
So
I'm just,
cute. Definitely
uh,
cute.
like, talking about Yuki, let's talk about Yukito in
Oh,
Sakura Card Captor.
oh my god. I think if Sakura was probably the anime that was like my childhood. It was even bigger
Yeah, yeah,
than
yeah.
Fruit
That's
Basket.
like my childhood. Like,
Yeah,
definitely.
because
Like, I
like Fruit
worship
Basket,
the whole
I feel
series.
like as the story of Fruit Basket progressed, it's a little bit too complicated for my mind when I was 6. But
Mm-hmm.
Sakura was like cute and fun and like it wasn't as dark. It was like brighter, and the characters
Mm-hmm.
much younger. So I was able to relate more.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Like,
Sakura
basically, if you
was
like Sailor Moon, you probably like Sakura, I think.
yeah, probably. Sailor Moon. Oh my god. But you know what?
Okay, so
We're gonna hold the Sailor Moon. We're gonna talk about Sakura first.
mm-hmm.
Yukito.
Because Yukito, okay, what about Yukito? So first of all, I have to admit, when I first watched Sakura,
Mhm.
I did not like Yukito. I think he's just a little bit like too fake. That's just how I felt,
Because he's
But
too nice and like bright.
yeah,
Oh,
he's just too
yeah.
nice. And it's like, this is not reality,
Oh my
And
god, we sound like
because
two bitches. We're like, I hate him because he's too nice. Like, what the fuck?
right, and I was like, because I was very drawn to Rant and Touya.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, Yukito
Really?
is just like the opposite of the two of them.
Oh,
I
so it's
didn't really
different.
like it that much.
it was different for me because I think like I really like Yukito at first because he is so unreal, and like I said, I wanted an escape from reality. So
Yeah, like anime is our escapism.
yeah. So I really like Yukito at first, but I feel like with Yukito, it's like throughout the course of the series, he didn't have much
Mm.
character development.
Yeah, he's
So,
just like the
yeah,
nice
so
guy
yeah,
who
he's just
eats
like
a
nice
lot.
guy. I felt like as the series progressed, his character got a little boring. But with like
Yeah,
um
with
Touya
Touya,
or Shaoran,
like
there's character development. Like you can see how Shaoran changes throughout the course of the series, and like when he had
oh
feelings for
yeah,
Sakura, he got
oh
super shy,
right,
super
yeah.
cute.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I did not like Sharon at first.
Oh, me
Like
too.
she was like pretty bitchy. I
Yeah.
was like, and I was like, because I was rooting for Sakura. She's like my girl, and
Yeah.
I was like, why are you hating on my Sakura like for no fucking reason? Like this is
Right.
not acceptable.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I hate him so much. But then, when he started to,
Yeah. Like when you start to
have
see him
more
become
feelings
nice.
for, yeah, have more feelings for Sakura, and that's when I kind of fell for him
Yeah.
because oh my god, he became so much cuter.
Right. He was so shy about it. He was so shy. So cute. Right. Oh my god.
And like for some reason, like he were he if I remember correctly, he was also attracted to Yukito.
Oh yeah. He loves Yukito.
Yeah, like okay, so the manga and the anime explain it as some kind of magic thing,
Yeah.
and I totally bought it when I was a kid, right? But
Yeah.
now looking back at it, it's like
What the fuck?
that's just that's the my representation in anime for me.
Yeah. It was kind of funny. Like they explained it because they both had like the moon power, so
Yeah, see,
yeah, he was attracted to Yukito, and I was like, when I was 6, I was like, oh, that totally makes sense. Like that
I was
100%
like,
explains
yeah,
everything.
this is like science.
Yeah. Now looking back, I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? I would imagine if you did not grow up watching or reading these animes or mangas, you would be very confused. Like as like a teenager or adult, like you read it because everybody was talking about like how good it is, and then you read it and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? How is it even make sense? So I don't know, but like it was really cute. Like Sakura was very cute, very
But
bubbly.
like,
I love her.
I love Sakura.
Yeah.
But like, let's talk about the age problem here because they were like
Oh yeah.
fifth graders, so
They were
like
yeah. This
10,
for sixth
about
grade.
10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
Mm. And when I first watched Sakura, I was like, I think 7 or 8 or something.
Mhm.
And that's what that's my idea of Sakura was my idea of what fifth graders are like, like these cool kids or who are like independent and
Oh,
very
cook.
so fucking dumb. I was so dumb. Basically, I was like the dumbest kid to believe in that.
Yeah, I think like I thought that I would be able to bake and like cook when I grow up, and then I was like fifth grade and I was like I cannot cook. It took me a while to figure out how to cook, and like anyways, I really thought because I watched Sakura when it was in like first or second grade, I think. And then I got into fifth grade, thinking I would be like Sakura, cute, cool, independent,
Mm.
strong woman. Well, I did not turn out to be like that. I was a brat. I was that's a terrible kid, and yeah, it was. I could not cook. I could not bake. Couldn't do much. Couldn't even study properly. It was like weird
But
time.
that's like the one common thing you have with Sakura because she's not really good at school. Yeah, that's like the one thing that we have in common with Sakura. The only thing, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
But like Sakura is such like an important part of my childhood because you know that's like when I think of an idol, someone I can look up to.
Right.
I think of I thought of Sakura obviously because that's the only fifth grader that I have that I know like personally. I was like she's not real, but yeah, that's my fifth grader representation.
She was not real, but like she was also real. Yeah. She was like brave and like righteous and kind. All the things that I'm not.
Yeah, like right, and like I really want to be someone like her because she's so nice, and that's just like my idea. Like a lot of people who were at our age and they read like Naruto or like other kinds of shonen, and their idea of their best self is becoming someone who are like powerful or
Right.
I don't know.
It's
But
about
like,
love
it's
and
me. I
justice.
just want to be. I just want to be nice. I just want to be like Sakura, who's like really nice and like really pure.
Yeah.
Right.
Fast forward 10 years later, what happened to us? We turned out to be this like this. Okay. Anyway, we have. You know what?
Let's talk about how perfect Sakura's life is because she has like a really great father, right? That like I don't remember his name, but like he's handsome and he's like a professor and he can cook. Yeah, like and then also she has like Touya, which is like
oh my god.
Touya.
Can we talk about Touya? Because like I can talk about him for like half an hour.
Right. So Touya is like my the crush of my generation, right?
I think he was the biggest childhood crush for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's so cool.
He's so cool.
He's so cool. Even now, he is still cool to me.
Yeah, like even though like so technically we are older than Touya in the anime or the manga, but I still like have a vibe for him.
Yeah. He is like he's handsome. He's smart, athletic.
He can cook.
Yeah, sensitive, and like it's like this kind of like this tsundere kind of vibe. Like cold to other people, but he is warm to his sister and his friends. And
yeah.
Oh my god, that is husband material. Okay.
Okay,
it's not brother material. That is husband material.
Yeah.
He's my man. Nobody touches him. He was perfect.
Okay, so Touya is perfect on so many levels.
Yeah.
And so first of all, I want to talk about how he basically knew about Sakura's like magic thingy. Yeah. And he never talked about that. He pretended he doesn't know anything, and he really so sensitive about it. And I was like, oh my god, this is like my man.
Yeah, because like it's not like my man. He cares so much about his sister. Like he wants her to be able to do what she wants to do. So he didn't say anything about it, and then he was always so caring. Like when Sakura got sick, he was so cute. He came to her school, got her home, cooked her a meal, checked up on her. Oh my god. I mean,
Actually, my the first, I feel like the episode that really made me, rethink about Touya was the episode when they captured the mirror card.
yeah.
Yeah, that was when I was like, oh my god, Touya, my man. Like,
Because like, so
okay,
if
so
you didn't know, for
prior
context,
to
the
that, okay,
mirror.
so prior to that, so as a little bit of context, prior to that, like Touya is just an annoying brother, right?
Yeah.
Like the only thing that we see him as is an annoying brother who enjoy, making
fun.
Sakura,
Yeah.
making fun of Sakura, yeah, and yeah, that's basically all we knew of him. But the that episode, the mirror episode, was, oh my god, like my favorite episode in the entire anime. That has to be like my favorite episode, because so if you haven't watched Sakura, so the mirror card basically can, how do you say that, it can turn into someone
Like
that
an
looks
exact
exactly
mirror
like you.
image. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so in that episode it turns into Sakura and it goes around the city and it basically causes a lot of troubles. And when Touya sees the mirror Sakura, he immediately knew that she was not Sakura, but he was willing to, follow her and help her to find wherever she needed. And he was like super fucking sweet to the mirror card.
He fell off a cliff for her. I mean, get a
Yeah,
man
like,
fell off a cliff for her.
oh my god, it was, and I was like, because
Yeah.
okay, so the mirror card was like so mischievous at first. She was like this bitch who looks exactly like Sakura, but is not as kind,
Mhm.
right? But
Mhm.
then then when what's his name, Touya, right, fell out the cliff, and he talked to her and told her that, like, I know you were not Lil Sakura, but I'm gonna help you find whatever you need to find in a way. But remember to, when you go up to heaven or something, say hello to my mom. And it was like, oh my god, he's okay. Not only that he cares about his sister, he also cares about this like spirit or card or whatever.
Yeah.
And he also cared about his mom. And I was like, oh my god, it's so fucking sweet. And
I mean, he was willing to fell off a cliff for her. Like, come on.
yeah,
That
okay,
is
and
my man. So cute.
okay, and the miracle was like when she heard, when she heard all of that, she immediately felt sorry, and basically she surrendered to Sakura and turned into the card. And that was like and even when before she turned to the card, she even um say sorry to Touya, I think. And it was like, oh my god, this is so emotional. That was like the first, episode that got me really emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
The cinematic kind of quality that we don't deserve. It was
Mm-hmm.
It was so like nice.
Like,
he was so sweet. He was so gentle too.
yeah.
Because like before that, he was like making fun of Sakura and like he was not that much of a serious character.
Mm-hmm.
But then that happened, like, and then gradually you can see character development. So you see like he was like, oh, he has his gentle side,
right,
sweet, and he has a serious side, and he has his kind of like just like bubbly, not actually bubbly, but like
not
fun.
bubbly.
Yeah, fun, relatable side as well. Perfection, like, chef kiss. Love him.
Like every time that Sakura uses the mirror card, like that's like my favorite. Those are my favorite episode, because I love when the mirror card and Touya meet. Yeah. And there was and and she's like she kind of has a crush on Touya too, I think.
Yeah, but I think Toya thinks of her as more like a sister.
A sister,
Yeah,
and like
definitely.
a friend of her of his sister.
Yeah.
And but like he was so nice to the card because apparently she was the only card that can speak.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Right.
right. She was the only card that can speak, and
Right.
like yeah, and like can act like a human being.
Yeah.
Like yeah, she's like the only card that can like do like human things, and that's what made her so special to me.
Mhm.
And I remember there was an episode when they captured the cloud, or I think it was the cloud card, I think, and Sakura was like really sick, and she was having a fever or something, and she has to use the mirror card to replicate the her image
Yeah.
to
So she
so
can
she
fake
should
it and she can get outside and
yeah
like,
and like do her own thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and like and Touya was like about to bring his sister like I think porridge or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Porridge and
with
medicine.
the medicine. But like when he got there, he saw the mirror card as Sakura, and he immediately knew it was the mirror card, and he told her she didn't need the medicine because she's not sick, right?
Mhm.
And she told her that he knew like what Sakura was doing, whatever. And it was like, oh my god, it's so cute, and like even the mirror card like, kind of blushed, and
Right.
she
I mean,
like
why
I feel like
wouldn't she? Because it's
yeah, like
Toya.
I would have definitely like blush.
Yeah.
And like she's so cute as well. I think she's really cute. Like even as a card, I
Mhm.
think her form is really cute.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and even yeah, and like the action and the way she's so shy
Yeah.
before in front of Touya is like so so
So
cute.
fucking cute. I mean,
Like
and then like later on, he gave her a hair tie because they
yeah,
met
like
one more time
a green
when
ribbon or
Sakura,
something.
yeah, had something to do and like she had to fake herself, so she used the mirror card to have like have a mirror image of herself, and
Mm-hmm.
so the mirror card basically went and had like a little date with Toya, like a sister brother date, and Toya knew that it wasn't Sakura. I think like when she first came in, he was like, "Oh, it's you again." It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he was like,
And
"You're not Sakura. It's you again." And
yeah, and like I remember like when he saw the mirror card, he bought the green ribbon for
yeah,
um and
I
and and he gave her as like a Christmas present,
yeah,
although it was like a little bit early.
mhm,
Yeah, and he gave her this green ribbon, and he somehow he knew that she has really long hair,
yeah,
which is like which is like how do you know that? Like
yeah. I don't know, but like, come on, it was so cute. And like when the the mirror card like turned into his card form, you
mm
can see the ribbon and her
yeah,
hair.
it's like what the and Sakura was like where
Yeah,
I didn't see this like where does these like ribbons come from, but like, she doesn't really care about it. And I was like, oh my god, it's so fucking cute. Like,
so cute.
like every time Toya talks to or just interact with, like we see like a totally different side of Toya. You see, like
Yeah,
he's so fucking gentle to the mirror card. He's
right.
like so caring. Like okay, like he's caring to his sister, but not in the same way.
Right,
as
because like
to
it
the mirror
would be
card.
weird, you know?
Right.
It would be
But
weird
like
to be
he's
gentle
not
with it.
as okay, so okay, he's very gentle to Yukito as well, but not
Yeah.
at the same way that he is to this card, right?
Okay. Anyways,
Like,
can we talk about Touya and Yukito? Because I did
oh
not
my
know
god.
that as a kid. Okay, so apparently they're a couple. So not really a couple, but like, anyways, they ended up together, I think, or they like each other. And as a kid, I did not know of that. I really thought it was some kind of like genuine friendship, you know? I really thought it was friendship. It wasn't friendship. Okay? It was something else.
It was definitely something more. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
like,
And like, how could I not know? It was so apparent. It was like everything was laid out in front of my eyes, and I chose to think of it as friendship. So dumb.
yeah, this is basically, LGBT erasure.
Yeah.
I mean, like if Yukito was like a girl, like you
Hmm.
would definitely like, oh my god, like
Yeah. Right. I
no
would be like,
couple, right?
yeah, definitely knew it was coming.
Hmm.
So I only knew of Yukito and Toya being a thing when I grew up much older, and like I revisit Sakura and on like Facebook and stuff, and people were talking about Toya and Yukito being a couple, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I read the the manga again, and I was like, oh my god, of course they were a couple. How could
Yeah,
you not
like
be? Definitely something was going on. Because in real life, because like so in the manga, we thought they were best friends, right? Like guy best
hmm
friends. But in real life, I look at all the guys around me, and they and their best friends are not like that at all.
right, like
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Like, okay, like I've seen, girls like, being affectionate towards each other,
Yeah.
and
Right.
there's nothing, like sexual or
Mhm.
um between them, right? They're just like best friends, and that's just how girls are. But
Mhm.
like that happens, but like with girls, like sometimes, I mean, not that often, but with guys, I don't think that ever happened. Like, and I was like so stupid as a kid. I thought,
Mhm.
this is just like pure friendship. Like, they're such good friends. Like, like what kind of friends are
Right.
they?
I was like, what the?
Mm.
Now I'm looking at the manga again, and I'm like, what kind of friends were like this? I mean, they were touching each other's cheeks. They were like hugging each other. I was like, I did not do that with my friends.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Anyways, how I was so naive. How could I not know that? Oh my god.
we were all like so fucking naive. I think, like
Yeah.
even in Fruits Basket, I think there were like several
Love life?
LGBT, yeah, like LGBTQ characters. I think
Yeah.
like the guy who was like, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he was the cow. He was the cow, and he has like a really big crush on Yuki as well, but
Mhm.
he's also attracted to women,
Honestly,
and it
anime
was like,
and like mangas are ahead of their time.
yeah, but like we were just stupid.
We were so stupid.
But like okay, to be honest, I don't really like the idea of Touya and Yukito that much when I first watch it,
Yeah.
because your Touya is like so,
Because
I don't
Toya is
know,
my man.
yeah, like Touya is so
Nobody
good,
touches my man, even
and
if it's Yukito.
yeah, like Yukito, like at first I even hated him because he was so like fake, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really like the idea of them being a couple, but you know, they're
Hmm.
actually pretty cute together, so it's fine.
They are so cute, honestly. They're cutest.
Yeah.
I had such a big crush on them. Anyway, kind of embarrassing thinking about it again. Because my dad knew about me having a crush on all of these characters, and he was like, "She must be crazy." He did not understand. He was like, "What is wrong with my daughter?" He was like, "Oh my god, is it a phase? I hope it's just a phase." And it was
It's
a
not.
phase. It was only a phase, but it did. You know, there's something that links even till now.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
every time that you see a video of them on YouTube passing by,
Yeah.
that your fangirl
Yeah. You're like,
thingy
oh yeah.
in your heart just like got a chance you got to get out.
Right. Oh my god. Honestly, it was really fun. Like all of those movies were because at that time, oh, this makes us sound so old, but at that time we didn't have like YouTube and
Right.
at, we did, but we didn't have like computers and laptops and
Okay,
phones
so
and
okay,
stuff.
I think I did have my computer,
Hmm.
but at the time YouTube was like a place where you get on and watch like weird videos and
Hmm.
like music videos,
Yeah, yeah,
and like that's pretty much it.
yeah. So YouTube was not much of a thing then, I think.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like maybe it's different in some countries, but in Vietnam it's kind of like that. It's just like yeah, it was not really a big thing. Now, YouTube is so big, and I spend most of my time on YouTube.
hmm,
But
yeah,
at the time, it was not like that. So
and
we were like so drawn to, TV
yeah.
and,
Because at that
anime.
time, okay, there's a strict rule. There were like strict rules in my house about like phones and TVs and computer. It was insane because my parents didn't want me to quote unquote get addicted to those kind of electronics stuff. So we didn't we I could only get access to computers and laptops on the weekends. Phones at that time was I don't think it was like smartphones. It was like regular Nokia. Like,
hmm
yeah, so
And you have like little games on it, but
yeah, there was like stupid games on it, but like it was I was not into that. And TV was big at my house because we there was nothing else to do, so we only watched TV. And my mom really didn't want me to spend so much time on TVs and stuff, so we can only do it like I don't know, like there were time limits. So it was like it sounds like hell. It was so bad. Think about it again. Like how did that happen? But that was my childhood. So every time I watched those animes and manga, it was like a special thing because I could only have a limited time to watch them, so it was more special to me. Oh my god, we're thinking back about how we did not know of YouTube. Like, how did that happen? We're so old. We are so old. We're 20 years old. We're gonna turn 21 in like 2 months.
oh my god, like just stop, just stop
Oh my
talking
god, this
about
is
it already,
depressing. This
okay?
is not.
Okay,
No.
this is not what it's supposed to be. Okay, this is
Yeah.
supposed to be a
Stop.
fun episode. Okay, so just stop. Okay.
Stop. Okay. You know
Let's
what?
talk
We're
about.
gonna
Okay,
talk about Harry
moving
Potter.
on. Okay, moving on to Harry Potter. Okay. I watched Harry Potter just this year, like earlier this year,
Yeah.
and my verdict is yeah, it's good actually.
Oh, I was
It's good
honestly, I
actually.
could not believe we were friends for years before you actually watched Harry Potter. And I remember when I first mentioned Harry Potter to you, you were like, "Well, I think it's overrated," and you haven't even watched the
Okay, so
fucking movie. God damn it!
okay, so okay, in my defense, okay, when I at that time I already watched the first part, okay, the first movie, and it was cute. It was cute, but it
Mm-hmm.
was not like something that I would watch again. It's not something that Why?
I'm so offended.
It's just
I'm
like
offended already. Continue,
it's
please.
children. Okay, it's children movie. Okay, so it's not something that I would like go crazy about. It's not like Touya, you know. I didn't find my Touya in Harry Potter. But then I watched, you know, the second part, and you know, to the seventh part, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, it's actually pretty decent. And you know, we were like in quarantine. We had, you know, a lot of time free in our hand, and you know, I watched the entire thing. It was actually quite nice, and because it was really funny because I remember, you know, um, I remember maybe it was the fifth. I think it's the fifth movie. The one with Dolores something,
Mm-hmm.
Umbridge. Yeah, yeah, the the lady in pink, and
Yeah.
I love her so much because she's so she makes everything so much more
She's just so
funny.
mean.
I love her. Like on the one hand, she's so mean, but on
Yeah.
the other hand, like she's like the origin of like so many funny things.
Yeah. Right.
And I really love, you know, the two brothers of Ron.
Yeah.
They were
Oh my
so
God.
hilarious.
Yeah. Josh
Yeah,
and Fred.
I I was kind of like attracted to um Harry at first because he was like not talking about your the age thing, right? But he
Yeah.
was like pretty. He looks so innocent,
Right.
and his just beauty is just like
Honestly, though, when
radiating
Emma Watson,
over him.
Hermione,
Like, oh my God, Emma is. Let's talk
that
about Emma.
was
She's like that's like my, you know, the real crush
yeah.
of mine during,
I
you know,
think
the
I think
entire the
everyone
movies.
had a crush on Emma. Like if
Yeah,
they watch,
like
if they
how could they not? Like how
obviously,
could you not?
yeah. If you watch Harry Potter, you would definitely have a crush on Emma because she was gorgeous and her character was so like I really liked her character in the film.
Like she's so likable. Like okay,
Yeah,
so at first she was not really likable. Like in the first movie, she
yeah,
was
she
like
was
this, you know, obnoxious
annoying.
girl. Yeah, like
I think like being
who can
friends
ever
with
forget
Ron
like
and
the
Harry.
Leviosa thing?
Yeah, I think being friends with Ron and Harry made her character like more likable.
Yeah, like more, so much more like rounded and complete.
Yeah, the
Like
trio was really, really,
yeah,
really,
like I believe in trio.
yeah, legendary. Love her. Gorgeous. She is still gorgeous now. I mean, look at
Yeah,
her
yeah.
now.
I mean,
Obviously, love her. Look, you're like Harry. The thing about Harry Potter is like I real I you can tell character development throughout the movie. Like with Harry, all of them, not even like the little ones, like the the side characters who we do not really pay attention to. They still have some kind of changes, and I think it makes the film and the book, the series, just much more enjoyable, and like you
mm,
can see the details and stuff. The plot was
mm.
great. The concept was great. Now I don't. Yeah. The author, not so much. She is
Okay, like
problematic.
she's like problematic in, you know, in her own term,
Yeah.
but the universe that she created, um the world building in Harry Potter is just phenomenal. I think
Yeah.
like even I, you know, who was like, let's say Harry Potter skeptic, right?
Yeah.
I have like, you know, it was pretty fun. You know,
Yeah.
there was like witches, and there are like people who are in the middle, who are like half human, half witches, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, that's really fun. That's kind of like,
I think it's also like I with like magical concepts, it can be very cringy, but Harry Potter was not cringy at all. I
mm,
don't know. It
just like accept it.
felt real.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like an easy way to tell if, you know, the world building in a fantasy movie or book is good or bad is if you watch it or if you read it and you immediately accept, all these weird things in this universe, then, it's a good world building. And if you don't accept it and you're just like, this makes no sense, or things like that, and like that's, not a really good sign.
Right.
But talk about crushes. I don't think I had like crushes on anybody in Harry Potter. Well, maybe Emma, maybe Hermione, anything, or maybe Harry a little bit, but not to that point. Not it's basically nothing compared to Touya.
Right, because like I think at the time when I started reading and watching Harry Potter, I was already in 8th grade, so I was a bit older. And
Yeah, I was like,
when you're older, you're like you're just losing your sense and just, like numb out everything. And as a teenager, the hormones really messes me up. So feelings, I was like denying my feelings and all that shit. So yeah, Harry Potter was still like made a big impact on me, but it wasn't as much as like Sakura. Yeah, and
I feel like
Doraemon.
yeah. Oh, Doraemon, I think.
Doraemon was so fun. I loved it.
Doraemon was fun. Yeah, but it was so long. I think there were like how many episodes?
I don't know. It's worth it. I think I was not bored, and like they didn't try much to extend it out to like a ridiculously long series like Conan or One Piece.
Oh yeah, Conan was way too long.
Yeah,
Okay, so I have to admit
now.
this, like Conan. Although I know technically, I was supposed to be drawn to um, Shinichi and Conan or to Rant, but I just don't really feel anything for them.
No, because you know what? Because Kid was there. Kid was
Kid was like, oh my god, Kid
was my man.
Kid was so cool.
Oh my god, he's so cool.
Yeah.
He's like smart and quirky,
Right. And he was like pretty funny as well.
Yeah, so I loved him. And he rarely, I think one of the charm is that he rarely show up in the series because he's just like a side character.
Right.
So it makes every appearance more special.
Right. Exactly.
Oh my god. We like, if my dad would never listen to this. It's like, if my dad listened to this, he would be like, what the fuck is wrong with my daughter? And why is she hang out with this weird girl? It was like, what the fuck is this? Because when I was little, he did not understand my thing with like manga and all these ridiculous stuff. He was like, my daughter there's something wrong with her, and I'm just gonna pretend that she's not my daughter. and oh my god, and like my sister are still going through like a manga phase right now.
As they should.
Yeah. I mean, of course. Anyways, so conclusion to today's episode is all the many.
Oh my god, I feel like it's just too. We would never have enough time to talk about Touya. Right. Because like I could do like entire episode about Touya and how much I love him. Yeah, like I remember like there were like episodes where he noticed something different in Yukito, and he was like, "Are you okay?" But like he was so gentle and like so like attentive, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's my man." Like,
oh my god, I had a big crush on him. Love him. It's like you know, like all the things that I wish, um, like the men in my life could be, but they
Yeah,
can't.
it's Touya. Okay, so let's just go through all the qualities of Touya. Okay, first of all, he is
Handsome.
right. He's
So fucking.
athletic
Hmm.
and he can cook and he's really good at that. And oh, I have to say this. Okay, one the thing that I really like about Sakura is that in her household,
Hmm.
the chores were you know divided equally between
Right.
everyone in the family,
Yeah.
and there's never this because you're a girl, you need to do this. Is
Right.
never that never happens, and
Right.
maybe just maybe because Clam, the author of Sakura, they are a group of 4 or 5 female artists, and
Hmm.
maybe that's why I think it was like yes, oh my god, and I didn't realize this when I was a kid, but now that I watched the series, the anime again, I realized that oh my god, that is so like progressive and like so positive,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
like her dad can cook, like her as no, not his
Right.
sister, her
Hmm.
just forgot the entire English language. Her brother can cook, and she can cook as well, and they do chores, and they there's never this this
Such a lovely
misogyny.
family. They're like so. Her father was so
Yeah, and
supportive of her and
right,
Toya.
right, because like just in okay, so we talked about this in our episode about Vietnamese culture,
Yeah.
but like whenever I noticed it, I noticed that whenever in the family and there's a big brother and a younger sister,
Hmm.
I feel like the brother got always got more advantages
Right.
and
Like
more
more
like privileges,
attention.
right? Right, yeah, but like not in Sakura, right? And her household is so wholesome, and
Yeah.
her dad is like so supportive of
Right.
her, even though she's not the best at school, but
Hmm.
she's like this bubbly girl who's
Yeah.
like really athletic and she has like hobbies and friends, and that's all a kid should be encouraged
Right.
to have, right?
Yeah.
And her father understands that, and her brother is like really loving and caring towards her as well, and I was like she's so fucking lucky because oh
Hmm.
I let's go back to Toya, okay? And he's also very gentle and very caring, and
Hmm.
he loves his mom as well.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. He loves his mom so much. And like he's like a mama boy.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god. I think like
yeah.
with all of the, do you remember like later on in the series there was a girl like that liked him,
Yeah, yeah.
and
She's
like
like the
she was like
stalker.
following him all around and
Yeah,
stuff.
she's like pretty
Yeah. And like
annoying.
he was like annoyed, but he was not rude to her.
Hmm.
I love that because he's like respecting women and stuff. I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, like talk about women in Toya's life. Let's talk about Miss Mizuki.
Oh
I
my
think
god.
her name is Mizuki. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think he used to have a crush on her when she was his middle middle school teacher, but they did not do anything outside
right.
yeah, because they have like dignities and
Yeah.
good morals, I think.
Yeah, unlike
um
us. I mean, if it was
okay,
me
so
and Toya was like, yeah, I have feelings for you, and I
oh
would
my
be like, oh
god.
yeah, totally. I have feelings for you too. I have very strong feelings for you. We should totally date.
That's so
Thank you very much
inappropriate.
for asking.
That's so inappropriate, but that's probably what would happen if I were like in the same um
Yeah.
place as
Hmm.
Miss Mizuki, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh god.
yeah, it's like I love her. I love him so much. Like Toya is so he's like the Cinderella, right? The kind of character because he's very cold at first. Like when you were introduced to Toya, he was like this not very likable person who would like
Yeah.
to annoy and make fun of Sakura, which is like my girl. She's
Yeah.
like I'm rooting for her,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the Yukito is like the opposite of him, who's like really nice, very sweet, very soft person.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I didn't like Touya and Yukito and even Shaoran very much because I was rooting so much for Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then as the story progresses and you see more of Touya,
Mm-hmm.
he became just such a sweet person and oh my god, like like you can see how much he loves his sister in his jokes,
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I wish
So
I had a
caring.
brother like that. And I was definitely not thinking about having a boyfriend like Toya. I was thinking of him as a brother, and I really wish I had like a brother like him. I was like, it
Mm-hmm.
would be so fucking nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, to have somebody who take care of you and like give you medicine and like cook for you when you're sick. Something like that is so sweet. So basically, we're in love with Toya even now as we're about to turn 21. We still
Stop.
love
Don't talk
Toya.
about turning 21. I'm gonna have like a mental breakdown right now.
Okay, so oh my god, this has been like a very long episode, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's all over the
Okay,
place.
I think I'm gonna end right here because I can just go on like a tangent
Oh yeah,
about
definitely.
all of my crushes.
I
Yeah,
can.
we haven't even got to, like K drama, like
Oh.
boys or flowers or high kick. We haven't even talked about that, but maybe for we're gonna do like another episode of this because it's way too much fun. So yeah, thank you for listening. Let us know if you also have a crush on Toya, because if you don't,
We don't
what
want
are
to
you
know.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You don't. We don't want to know.
yeah, like just go. So if you don't have a crush on Toya, this is what you need to do. This is my assignment for you, and it's imperative, and you have to do this. Otherwise, you'll be banned from this
Yeah.
podcast forever.
Mm-hmm.
So my assignment for you is go back and watch um, Sakura Card Captor from the first episode to the new season. If
Mm-hmm.
you feel like taking that route and enjoy.
Yeah, and like just like cleanse your soul from all the negativity.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the
Like
world.
it's been like the world has been scary.
Yeah, it has been nothing but like a shitty place. But it's
Yeah,
okay.
so
We have
I've
Toya.
been I've been listening to Sakura music to
Yeah,
just cleanse my soul.
right. Oh my god, we totally forgot to talk about it. Like the Sakura OST, they are
Oh
so good.
yeah, it was like so
So
good. Like
fucking good.
I can still remember like the song, and
Yeah.
even like because we listened to them in Vietnamese, right?
Mhm.
But like the Japanese version was pretty good as well. But the Vietnamese version was like so nostalgic.
So good. The lyrics was so nice. I remember there's
Yeah,
something very like poetic about it. I mean,
yeah.
oh my god, we need to end this podcast or it's gonna last like another hour. Like,
Okay, so thank you for listening.
thank you.
Do you have anything to add?
No. But just I don't think we can do like the regular schedule anymore, like 2 weeks an episode. We're gonna post
I
whenever
don't know. Like we're gonna post like whenever we feel like it.
Yeah.
Because
So, bye.
it's just another rant.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.